Scale back your weekends with a small backyard that practically cares for itself. Today on Luxury Home Decor, we're diving into low-maintenance landscaping ideas that save time, stretch budgets, and still feel luxurious. Think smart plant choices, hard-working hardscape, and layouts that make every square foot multitask. Whether you rent, own, or plan to move soon, these strategies travel well. Settle in because by the end, you'll know exactly where to start. Begin by choosing a guiding theme that reduces decision fatigue and future upkeep. Mediterranean calm, modern minimal, cottage light, or desert chic each narrows materials, plants, and colors. A cohesive theme limits random purchases and accidental clutter, which translates into less maintenance later. Build a mood palette, 2 dominant neutrals and 1 accent, to steer everything. This keeps your backyard feeling intentional even when you add seasonal switches. Hardscape does the heavy lifting in small spaces, and it rarely asks for attention. Permeable pavers, decomposed granite, and gravel prevent mud, improve drainage, and reduce mowing. Lay paths that connect zones with gentle curves for a relaxed vibe. Edge with steel or stone so materials stay put through weather shifts. Hardscape sets the backbone, allowing plantings to be purposeful, not sprawling obligations. Adopt a right plant, right place philosophy to avoid constant intervention. Note sun patterns, wind corridors, and downspouts before planting. Prioritize native and climate-appropriate species that thrive without coddling, conserving water and time. Choose a few evergreen anchors to keep bones steady through the seasons. Then sprinkle in resilient perennials for repeating color bursts without replanting marathons. Pick a restrained color scheme that feels elegant yet forgiving. Sage greens, charcoal grays, and warm wood tones ground the space year-round. Layer accents seasonally. Terracotta in summer, muted copper in fall, frosted whites in winter, without overhauling the base. Limiting hues turns budget finds into cohesive features. Consistency creates that designed feeling with less effort. Let scale work for you by choosing fewer, slightly larger elements. One generous planter trio beats many tiny pots that dry quickly and demand watering. A bistro table with slender lines leaves breathing room yet still welcomes morning coffee. Tall planters create vertical interest without crowding. In tight footprints, bigger forms ironically make maintenance simpler and the space feel calmer. Gravel gardens earn star status for low fuss and stylish texture. Install a weed barrier fabric, top with compacted gravel, and tuck drought-tolerant plants in pockets. Think lavender, rosemary, blue fescue, or yucca, depending on climate. Gravel suppresses weeds and stabilizes soil moisture, reducing watering. It also patines beautifully, softening with time while staying clean underfoot. Consider a compact deck or platform to instantly define a living area. Composite boards resist fading and never need staining marathons. If wood is your preference, choose durable species and a penetrating oil that's easy to reapply. Keep proportions tight so you preserve planting zones. A single step up creates a lounge without sprawling footprints or fussy transitions. Containers are your modular allies for seasonal updates and simple care. Use 3 sizes, tall, medium, and low, grouped in odd numbers to feel balanced. Add water-retaining crystals or peat-free moisture control compost to stretch intervals between watering. Place pots on risers or casters for airflow and easy movement. When seasons change, swap only the top performers, not the entire arrangement. Embrace vertical gardening to multiply square footage without multiplying chores. Wall-mounted pockets, slatted screens, and trellises invite herbs, trailing succulents or compact climbers. Keep the palette limited so the backdrop remains serene. A slim espaliered fruit tree adds structure and harvest in minimal depth. Train growth once, then enjoy controlled, elegant greenery that stays in its lane. Replace thirsty lawns with mixed ground covers for texture and soft movement. Creeping thyme, dwarf mondo grass, and native sedges create a patchwork that resists weeds. They require light trimming rather than weekly mowing. Interlace stepping stones for practical access and visual rhythm. The result feels lush, yet your maintenance list shrinks drastically. If kids or pets need durable play space, consider a small artificial turf pad bordered by planting. Quality infill and proper base prep prevent lumps and odors. Frame the turf with stone or metal edging to keep edges crisp. Surround with pollinator-friendly flowers so the whole area still feels alive. You get year-round green without the mower. opt for drip irrigation and a simple timer to automate the hardest routine. Drip delivers water directly to roots, discouraging weeds and mildew. Group plants by thirst levels so zones run efficiently. Hide lines beneath mulch, and program early morning cycles to reduce evaporation. You'll spend less time with hoses and more time relaxing. Two to 3 inches of mulch is an underrated luxury in a small yard. It regulates temperature, suppresses weeds, and makes colors pop. Choose shredded bark for a natural vibe, gravel for modern edges, or cocoa husk for a light scent if pet safe. Refresh only the top layer seasonally. That quick task resets the entire garden's polish. Lighting extends enjoyment while remaining wonderfully hands-off. Solar path markers, low-voltage uplights, and a single string of warm bulbs create layers. Place accent beams at evergreen anchors so structure reads after dark. A few fixtures go further than many, especially in compact spaces. Set timers or dusk sensors so ambiance just happens nightly. Use built-in seating to save square footage and storage headaches. A slim bench along a boundary wall defines a lounge without free-floating bulk. Add a hinged seat to tuck cushions, citronella candles, and small tools inside. Choose performance fabric covers that shrug off drizzle and sun. One multifunction feature replaces several maintenance-prone items. Make your planting plan repeat-friendly to control upkeep. Repeat the same 3 or 4 species in drifts so trimming, feeding, and watering sync up. Cohesion minimizes guesswork and avoids one-off needs. Repetition also produces that designer look where the eye travels easily. Your calendar gets simpler, and your backyard feels unified. Choose wind and heat-tolerant plants for containers that won't sulk in extremes. Compact olives, bay laurel, feather reed grass, and dwarf citrus handle exposure with poise. Combine thriller, filler, and spiller elements for layered presence. Use self-watering inserts to slow evaporation and keep roots evenly moist. The setup rewards you with reliable performance. Create zones with subtle level changes instead of walls that cast heavy shade. A slim step, paver inlay, or material shift signals lounge, dine, and grow areas. Zones reduce clutter because each space has a purpose. They also help you budget. Finish one zone completely before tackling another. Momentum builds, and maintenance stays contained. Keep your dining nook light, flexible, and easy to stash. Foldable chairs in powder-coated aluminum weather gracefully and wipe clean quickly. A round bistro table improves circulation in tight corners. Add a small outdoor rug with low pile, hose off fibers to anchor the spot. Everything packs away fast when seasons shift or parties expand. Accent with metals that age beautifully rather than demanding constant polish. Corten steel planters, galvanized troughs, and matte black fixtures hold up with character. Pair metals with warm wood for balance. Repeat finishes across bins, lanterns, and edging so your space reads as intentional. Maintenance becomes quick touch-ups, not full restorations. water features can be soothing without becoming a chore. A small recirculating fountain bowl offers sound and bird visits with minimal fuss. Keep it shaded part-time to reduce algae, and add a timer for limited hours. If you crave motion without splashes, consider a bubbler stone. Calming vibes, tiny footprint, low commitment. Anchor the design with evergreen bones for winter strength and year-round structure. Boxwood cones, dwarf conifers, and clipped myrtles provide silhouettes that don't vanish. Tuck in spring bulbs beneath for surprise color that doesn't require replanting. Come fall, swap a few containers for ornamental kale and pansies. The garden turns pages easily. Use scent strategically to make small spaces feel special with little effort. Plant rosemary along a path for aromatic brushes, or tuck lavender near seating. Add night-scented stock by the door to welcome evenings. Fragrance makes minimal planting feel luxurious, making tiny routines, watering, stepping outside, more delightful. Experience outshines square footage. Privacy screens don't need to be massive to work. A slatted cedar panel, a pleached row of small trees, or a bamboo in pot line softens views. Keep heights just enough to blur sightlines while preserving breeze. Paint or stain screens to match your accent color. The result shields without turning the backyard cavernous. Choose furniture that stacks, nests, or folds for fast transitions. Ottomans that transform into side tables, nesting coffee tables, and modular sectionals shapeshift for gatherings. Opt for quick dry foam and performance upholstery to shrug off weather. One wipe restores everything. Multipurpose pieces reduce both clutter and maintenance hours. Ground the palette with a few natural textures used repeatedly. Warm cedar, cool stone, and matte ceramics create harmony that endures trends. Even budget pieces look elevated when they echo those textures. Keep bright colors confined to small accessories you can swap seasonally. This way, updates feel fresh without restyling the entire yard. Design for rain the same way you design for sunshine. Install a discreet rain barrel and direct downspouts into a gravel swale. Use permeable surfaces to prevent puddling and root rot. Moisture-tolerant grasses or rushes near the swale add movement and practicality. Storm or drought, your yard remains composed. Edit plant lists with honesty about your schedule. If travel or busy weeks are normal, skip thirsty annuals and topiary that needs weekly shaping. Choose structural grasses, flowering perennials, and succulents that forgive neglect. Your yard should flex for your life, not the other way around. The less guilt, the more you'll enjoy it. Keep tools minimal and attractive so they're within reach. A narrow storage box or bench hides gloves, hand pruners, hose nozzles, and granular fertilizer. Mount a compact hose reel near the water source to reduce tangles. When everything lives close to where you use it, upkeep shrinks to minutes. Convenience sustains consistency. For budget elegance, phase your plan without sacrificing cohesion. Start with the hardscape and evergreen anchors, then layer containers and lighting. Pick one splurge per season like a statement planter or bench. By repeating materials and finishes, additions feel integrated, not piecemeal. The yard matures gracefully while your wallet breathes. Seasonal refreshes should be quick, not full makeovers. In spring, top-dress mulch, feed perennials, and add a fresh herb trio. In summer, prune lightly, extend drip cycles, and introduce heat-loving annuals. Fall invites cool season containers and leaf cleanup. Winter asks for nothing more than lanterns and evergreen touches. Consistent rhythms beat sporadic sprints. Create a micro-kitchen garden that won't overrun your schedule. Use 2 raised planters, one for cut-and-come-again greens, one for herbs and compact tomatoes. Install drip, mulch heavily, and add trellises for vertical yield. Harvest little and often to keep plants tidy. The pleasure of fresh flavor outweighs the tiny effort. lean into repetition for a luxe resort feel. 3 identical planters lining a boundary. The same gravel repeated in paths and beds, and matching lanterns create calm. Fewer choices mean faster cleaning and easier replacements. When something wears out, you know exactly what to get. Harmony becomes its own maintenance plan. Don't fear negative space. It's your easiest feature to manage. A clear gravel pad, a simple deck quadrant, or a patch of ground cover gives the eye rest. Negative space also simplifies sweeping and leaf cleanup. Balanced emptiness is not unfinished. It's intentionally peaceful. Quiet areas make small backyards feel expansive. For shade, sail canopies and slim pergolas win on elegance and upkeep. Attach a triangular sail to existing anchor points for quick coverage. If you build, keep the footprint light and the lines clean. Grow a restrained climber like star jasmine for fragrance without wild tangles. Shade becomes a gentle accent, not a chore. pathways should invite exploration while staying effortless. Use stepping stones set slightly proud of gravel to keep surfaces clean and defined. Allow low ground covers to soften edges without covering stones. A single curve creates depth and mystery. Paths become both practical and poetic, with trimming needed only occasionally. Make wildlife welcome with choices that don't complicate care. Pollinator-friendly perennials, a shallow water dish, and seed heads left for winter interest support local life. Choose compact varieties to prevent sprawling. Let a few stems stand for structure during colder months. Nature-friendly and low maintenance can absolutely coexist. If your climate shifts dramatically, plan for durability at the root level. Choose plants rated for your extremes and containers that can handle freeze-thaw cycles. Elevate pots slightly to drain during downpours. Use breathable, well-draining mixes so roots stay healthy year-round. Seasonal resilience prevents emergency interventions. You made it through a blueprint for effortless beauty in a small footprint. If these ideas helped, drop your questions and favorite tips in the comments. I love learning what works for you. For more approachable luxury, remember our name, Luxury Home Decor. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel so we can keep creating spaces that love you back.